All right, so Vito wants to identify when the green line is outside the Bollinger Bands. All right, so on this Trader's Dynamic Index indicator, yeah, we have this green line, which is the price line. All right, so when the price line goes outside the Bollinger Band, and I made the Bollinger Bands this brighter blue here, right? So this brighter blue. So we're looking for those areas right there where the green line goes outside the Bollinger Band. Or, here we go, back here, right? So the green line is outside the Bollinger Band there. So Vito, I'm looking at your last statement here where I guess the way I understand it, it looks like when the green line is outside the Bollinger Band, you want to use that to block signals, to prevent discrete signals from occurring. Is that correct? Okay. And then as a secondary, depending on whether the green line, is below the lower band, then maybe only block short signals only, but allow long signals, and vice versa. So if the band goes above, if the green line goes above the Bollinger Band, then block long signals but allow short signals as a secondary option. I think that's what Vito's getting at. Yeah. Okay. So we'll build we'll build two different filters here. So one filter will be if the green line's outside the Bollinger Band, we'll block all signals, and then we'll build a secondary signal where if the green line's outside of the lower band, we'll just block short signals only. And if the green line's outside the upper band, we'll block long signals only. So, okay. All right. So, there we go. I think this is a good enough name. So, essentially, we're looking for the price line to go outside the Bollinger Bands, and then we're going to generate some signal filters. All right, so to do that, we just need a couple of comparison solvers to do that, right? We're comparing the price line, which is the green line, to the Bollinger Bands, right? We're checking to see if the green line is below the lower band or if the green line's above the upper band. All right, let's connect that in. So let's see here. All right, so if the price line is outside the Bollinger Band lines, then we're going to block all signals. So let's see. All right, so input A, that needs to be the price line or the green line. So let's get that indicator plugged in here. There you go, the Trader's Dynamic Index indicator. And I'm just using the default settings. And so the price line, all right, the price line is the first one on the list. So there we go, selected. And now input B, that will be the upper and lower Bollinger Band. So let's see. All right, let's grab this again. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so if the price line is above the lower band, then we're good for a long. If the price line is below the upper band, then we're good for a short. Yeah, if it's below the upper band, we're good for a short. If it's above the lower band, we're good for... Oh, wait, do I have this backwards? No, yeah, I have this backwards. Okay, if the price line is above the lower band, we're good for shorts. Yeah. So if the price line is below, if it's below the upper band, we're good for a long. Yeah, we'll be good for a long. Okay. All right. So now I just need to figure out what outputs I want here. And, you know, look, I already have some outputs right here to kind of help me figure this out. Right? So I can see when the price line goes below the lower band, I'm getting a short. And really I want the opposite, right? I want no short here, right? When the price line is below the lower band, I want no shorts. And the opposite over here, when the price line is above the upper bands, I want no long output. So that tells me I just need to reverse my outputs like so. Voila. So, yeah. So there we have it. So when, actually, this one I actually built, this one doesn't block all. This one I actually built to just block, let's see, block counter trend. Yeah, this would be a counter trend block. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. That would be blocking with trend. Yeah. There we go. So that's going to block trend signals. Yeah. So I actually built these. I built the blocking the trend signals first. Right. So there we go. So yeah. So whenever the price line is below the lower band, then no shorts. Right. But you're allowed to take a long. Right. So we can see here with the racing stripes, when we see the green, then that means no short signals would be allowed, right? But then when we see the brown area, then both long and shorts are allowed. And then over here, right, when the racing stripes are red only, then that means no long signals would be allowed. Yeah. Okay. So now, all right. So now I need to, yeah, build the block all signals. All right. So let me take a shortcut. So I'm going to go to the Solvers tab and make a copy of that existing comparison solver. There we go. And I'll rename this to block all. Okay. So let's put that node on the board here. So here we go. Here's that comparison solver I just made. It says that I named block all. So there we go. Let's put this on the board. And so now I just need to get the outputs correct. And let's see. And let's see if I need to, if I want to switch out. Yeah. All right. So all right. So these comparison solvers are just opposite of each other. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if it's going to work out that way. So really, I don't need a second comparison solver. So let me just delete that second one that I made here. Delete that. Right. So I just need, so to do this, you need one comparison solver, and then we have to grab a long short modifier. And this long short modifier will block all signals, right, when the price line is outside the bands. So let's connect that in like so. Connect that in. And so the mode that we're looking for, let's see, product. Yeah, there we go. So we'll use the product mode, right? And so what the long short modifier did is, right, when there was a long only or a short only, it removed that output and it kept just the long and short when they showed up together. Right, so let's look at this, right? So if we look at our comparison solver, right, when we have a long output and a short output at the same time on the same bar, right, the long and short modifier is keeping the outputs when the long and short show up together, right, or together on the same bar. Right, so there we go. So what comes out of the long short modifier is blocking. So when there is no output, that would then effectively block a long and a short signal. Right, so of course the last component is, you need to connect, depending on what you want, right? So if you want to block all, you would connect that to an AND node, and of course the rest of your system, right, the rest of your signal and system needs to get connected into this AND node there, right? So that's the final step is, pick which of these outputs you're wanting and connect it to the output, or connect it to the AND node. Right? All right, so I think that's what Vito was looking for. So Vito also, is using this for a multi-time frame system. Yeah, so if this filter is to act on other time frames, then simply you just need to put this comparison solver on whatever time frame you're wanting it to be used on. So over here on the solvers tab, we would add, use the chart button to add another time frame. So if we wanted this to run on a 5-minute higher time frame, and then we could move this down like that. And so now this filter, or I should say the amaTradeersDynamicIndex indicator is now running on the 5-minute chart, or the 5-minute time frame. All right, looks like Vito's good to go.